infiltrated this hotel, waited a good portion of their life to go to Venice, and met late in life, and found out they both had this thing for Venice, so of course that's where they went on their honeymoon. And it was that honeymoon experience in Venice that led to the creation of this hotel. Because when it came time to go home, well, Sheldon G. Adelson, his wife, Dr. Miriam, and when it came time to go home, Mrs. Adelson said to her husband, Sheldon, I am never going to leave this place. And what he said next is what began the Venetian Hotel when he said, well, how about if I build Venice for you? Will you come home then? And that was the beginning of the Venetian. The kind of conversation that happens between millionaires and things actually really happen. Right?
Exactly.
Look at this building to my upper right here. We got Batman up here. Well, this is the building whereupon they spend their honeymoon, and it's called the Hotel del Hill. And it's a lot bigger than you see there, of course. But the thing is, that is not actually a hotel. What it is a palazzo. Those days were the prime ministers of Venice for like 1,000 years. They always lived and worked in palaces, and they were able to negotiate a lot of trade deals and that kind of thing, where from a standpoint of a palace. But things went terribly wrong one day when they got word that Napoleon was basically aggravated. He was considering going to war with the Venetians. And they thought, well, they were good at circumventing circumstances, and they figured they could maybe work their way around this somehow or another. But the thing is, they let him come into the city when he came in with all these ships and stuff, and they knew they were loaded with cannons. And he was the master of cannon fire, so they basically were not in any kind of position to negotiate at all. He just took everything he wanted and handed the keys off to the archers on the way out the door. That's where there's a lot of blonde, blue-eyed Venetians, by the way. But that was the end of the Doges. The Venice actually reflects many different cultures. It's about India, it's about China, it's about the Ottomans, the Moors, the Romans, the Greeks, you name it. It's a lot of very diverse kind of society. That's how we learn how to make spaghetti, by the way, is that Marco Polo's family was involved in the silk trade with China, and Marco Polo loved noodles more than he did silk, so he learned how to make noodles in China, thank goodness, because that's how we ended up with spaghetti. We didn't have any rice in here, we had to use wheat flour instead, but that's basically how it all happened. So any special occasion about you guys here, or just a little vacation time?
Anniversary.
Anniversary? How many years for you now?
29. 29.
You said it wouldn't last, but still going strong, right?
Man.
Any special occasion for you guys? Anniversary or birthday or something like that? You get this too? Oh, we got the love bump going on here anyway. Anybody has a favorite Italian song you'd like to hear in your anniversary cruise? Anything special come to mind?
Oh, sole mio.
All right, here you go.
Oh, solo meal.
Essentially, that means you are my sunshine, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, huh? Che bella cosa, guardate sole, l'aria s'arredo, la tempesta. L'aria fresca, pareggiando a festa, che bella cosa, la guardate sole, ma no tu sole, che bella è, oh sole mio, stai fra di te. Oh sole mio, stai in grande te, stai in grande te. That's that mio. You know that song is actually probably the first song ever recorded, because when Enrico Caruso recorded that song, nobody even owned a phonograph. And the idea was that they figured if they, Enrico Caruso people had heard him on transcontinental radio, they used to call it, and he had a pretty big following because people would hear him on radio. Well, he made a recording, they gave away thousands of that recording for free, so essentially you had to buy a phonograph if you wanted to listen to the recording, so they say that recording actually launched the recording industry. Most of the deal, like Enrico Caruso. So, 29 years years ago, you guys were what, high school sweetheart or something like that? Is that how you met? How did you find each other?
At church.
Ah, that's how me and ragazza, that's how me and my sweetheart met the story. It used to be in my top 10, but the internet kind of bumped them out. How about you guys? You played
We both played trumpet.
You played? Do we really? So you're in a band playing trumpet? Wow, that's pretty cool. I used to play the long cornet, you know. It was like trumpet, but it was a little higher to hit the higher notes, but it had a really nice tone to it, so I just played long cornet. That's how I got my. That's how I got my letter. I didn't always too far out to figure out those chords.
You played the trombone?
Was that?
Trombone?
No, it's long cornet. It's like a trumpet. They're a little higher to play the higher notes. Cornets usually have a little more secret. I don't like that. Anyway. Also, that song "Osa de Mio" is very, very famous all over the world.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, in China, actually, and I think they actually would sing it on karaoke, you know. And I get a lot of requests for that from China. One day, God bless her, had this little Chinese lady, and let's just say, God bless her, her English was as good as my Chinese. You know, she's trying to figure out how to request this song, and she goes, "Please, haz solo mio."
Oh.
And all I could think was Jim Carrey version of that song. Yeah, I don't do the Jim Carrey version. I'll do the original for you. But I was really trying to keep talking so I wouldn't laugh because you didn't know what you say, right? Anyway, that song and this song I want to sing for you now are my top 2 request songs. And the other one is kind of an interesting mystery in that this song is actually made famous by Dean Martin. And when you say Italian songs, a lot of times that's what people think of as the kind of music he used to do, which is American Italian genre. But this used to be the Sands Hotel where Frank, Sammy, and Dean were all hanging out, as a matter of fact. And the irony, this is my #1 request song. When the mood is there, like a big prince of ice.
Kimberly.
I can have too much wine.
Yes, some more.
Bells bearing, tick-a-lick-a-lick. How do you sing Victorella? I'll be playing Timmy Taylor, the gay Taylor. Would it stop making through just like Pasabuzu, that's somebody. When you walk down the street with the cloud and you think you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusami, but you say, ma che non parli, that's somebody. Scusami, even when you meet at church or both playing trumpet. That's Alessima. I always love to hear love stories. Thank you for sharing your stories. I have to admit, I get that last little ditty I did. That's called Limerick. And my mom's Italiana. We're from a lesser-known region of Italy known as Umbria. A lot of farmland, very Tuscan. A lot of olivetos, a lot of vineyards. But mama's family is from Ireland. As my Irish grandma used to say, if you had the Irish in your call, you can't resist it. Guinness or a good Limerick, they would say. You know, in Italy, when you were mixed like I was, they referred to as basil, which is just a polite way of saying your papa got mixed up with someone else in the neighborhood. That's what they Well, white godly might have guessed, yeah, we use it for weddings. In Venezia, white gondolas were originally used by the Pope, and for some reason they never come to Vegas, so we just kind of throw some mermaids on it, do weddings, and renewing the vows, all that sort of thing. But for all of you guys celebrating your anniversary, truth be known, people go to Venice not only to kiss on their 400-day bridges for good luck. It's because of the Rialto Bridge. The Rialto Bridge is where they sealed their vows for about 5 centuries. And they say if you kiss on the bridge, your love will last forever. And lucky for you, you don't want to go away to Venice. My left side here, if you were going from here, you follow this side all the way down past the end of the canal. You just keep on going to this level. You'll see frescoes above your head, and on your right you'll see the entrance to the town just before you go outdoors. And you go on the balcony, and you turn left, and off the distance you're going to see this big, beautiful covered bridge. It leads over to the Madame Tussauds, the wax museum. That is a very good replica of the Bridge of Rialto, the one upon If You Kiss, Love Will Last Forever. Highly recommend it if you want to do that. When you approach the bridge, there will be a walkway. To take the walkway and stop at the top center. And that's where they kiss at Venice, except for they kiss at the center of the bridge. But if you do that here, the escalator's going to ruin the mood a little bit, you know. You want to zip over, you know, the top of the bridge while you're trying to do a level less for a kiss, that kind of ruins the mood a little bit.
Mr. Wilson.
So yes, to my right here, underneath, down up on the next level down, there is a theater. It's called the Pavilion Theater. Back when this was the Sands Hotel. I had some executives on my boat one day, and one of which had witnessed the blueprints overlay of Venetian and Sands Hotel. And where the opening theater is here, it used to be exactly where the Copa Room used to be at the Sands Hotel, which is where the boys Frank Savinino used to hang. My favorite Dean Martin song, actually, they use as a theme song for a movie called Return to Me, which is the name of the song. And it's a very modern twist of love story. It's a good movie to watch with the sweetheart. And right in the opening credits here, this beautiful song by Dean Martin. Return to me. Para mia te amo, sola tu, mi amor. Rettáname, cara mia te amo, sola tu, mi amor. My darling, if I hurt you, I'm sorry. Forgive me, I please say that you're mine. Rettáname, cara mia te amo, sola tu, mi amor. Sola tu, Isn't that a sweet song? That's my favorite Dean song. Well, hey, many more happy years, you guys, huh?
Thank
I hope you enjoyed the boat ride at this song. Don't forget you are wearing a seatbelt, and I'm sorry, no, you cannot take the boat home for a souvenir. Boy, a lot of people have tried. But give us just a minute to tie up the rope here. No swimming, all right? If you want to go swimming, we have some nice warm pools upstairs if you really want to go swimming.
Even though we have a line, it's not like for some reason, it feels like the lighting kind of got like a little dimmer. But I'm like, I know it stayed the same.
Enjoyed it?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Come back again now.
Come back again.